I have these lucid dreams where I can't move a thing.
Thinking
That
of
shit
you
crazy.
in
Everything
my
he says
bed.
is just like, yeah.
Period. And just do the best you can. That's it. Have fun along the way. Enjoy the ride.
This is literally an Uber ride too. Bro, why does it sound like you're eating your toothbrush? I got this toothbrush. Now, I don't know how long I'm gonna have to go at this. I don't know. Frankly, I don't care to know. But it is my divine mission by the Most High and by my elders, my past. I must guide, I must help. And I may be small, but I know it's gonna be a piece of the puzzle. And that puzzle will all play it out in the future. You hear me? I must say this because they're gonna try and stop me. Tell you guys the real thing. They shut me down. They don't want me to get this message. They want you to be addicted. They want you to be addicted. They want you to be addicted. They want me to be addicted. They want us to be addicted. So, addicted to what? Oh, that was your question. Addicted to what? Addicted to what? Addicted to dopamine. Dopamine. And if you don't believe me, think about how we normalize checking our phone every 30 seconds. Oh my gosh. I literally just made a video and I realized that I was not recording this whole time. They want you to be addicted. Addicted to what, Brian? Addicted to what? Dopamine. They want you to be addicted to it. How do we get dopamine? It used to be by accomplishing real things that we felt proud of, that we felt great of. Now what is it? It's things like checking Instagram, those notifications. What do you get from those notifications? A person checks their phone at least one time every 30 seconds, it seems like. That's not normal. That's not normal. We consider it normal. Why is that considered normal? That's not normal, but that's what they want us in. They want us sucked into the social media. And if you never realize that true factor, you're never going to leave the matrix, per se. So you want to get out of the matrix, then you got to figure out this truth first. If you can't understand this truth first, you're never going to leave. Does that all make sense? Or do I just seem like this crazy conspiracist guy? Because I'm not. I promise you I'm not. I shit you not. I'm pretty sure I got time today. I got time. And let me hit my coffee. My coffee just feels like it reanimates my neuron cells. And then suddenly, I got all these synapses firing. Ooh, yeah, baby. Live and in the present. Guys, I got time today. What I wanted to say is they don't want you to hear this stuff. They don't want you to detoxify. They don't want you to break out of the matrix. They want you to keep on being in your levels of comfort. They don't want you to hear this information that I have to say to you. And will they be happy with the position that you're in now? Yes, they will be, because they don't want you to keep progressing. But you want to keep progressing, right? You want to keep progressing. So you do. Stay tuned. I used to say this to people and they would just look at me like I was dumb or like I was crazy, it seemed like. I would tell these people about how they, and I say they, like in parentheses, right? No one ever knew who they specifically were. But they are oppressing you. They don't want you to succeed. Like when GJ Khaled really says, like, they don't want you to win, they really don't want you to win. We can never specify who they specifically is. Could it be the 1%, the leaders? You don't necessarily know. Just know that there is some resistance in form or fashion against you, and it's enabled and it's enacted to play against you so you don't win. They really don't. This life is a game, but it's not a game. So in order to win the game, you need to understand these rules. And I'll set them down here for you. There is 100%. You are part of the 100%. You must jump out of the 100% and make it into the 75. Once you make it into the 75, you have to understand that only the top 50 will know what's going on. Now, you really need to be in the top 10%. But the top 10% is still not doing enough to be where the 1% need to be. And to be where the 1% need to be, you need to really be one of a kind. That's crazy. That's a lot of numbers just to get down to that number. But you do need to be one of a kind. You need to understand all these different perspectives and use them with your perspectives. Don't isolate your perspectives away from everybody else's, because their perspective is just as important as your perspective. And the second that you can become an individual that can take in this perspective and this perspective and this perspective, and not only take them in, but maybe mesh them together, you will become a powerful individual, my friend. A very smart person. These people, these entities, these beings at the top, they don't want you to get along. They don't want any of you guys to be friends. They do not want you to succeed. They don't want you to break out of the matrix. They want you to keep on doing the same things you were doing before. They don't want you to see your spirituality. They don't want you to become that existential being that you are. They don't want you to grasp the knowledge that you can grasp. They don't want you to elevate. They want you to remain in the same place that you are. This year's not 2020. This year's 2012. I'm about to drop a lot of stuff on you guys really quickly, and it's all going to just have to come to you, and you'll have to come with it. There's a big transition going on. That's why everything is so crazy. If you can manage to get to where you need to transition to, you're going to be just fine. Here's where you won't be fine, is if you stay in the 3D form and you don't advance to your 5D. Another example of failing in this transition would be if you're someone that experiences heavy anxiety and depression right now. You will continue to. But anxiety and depression is only the transition because you're actually fighting something from within. From the psychological side, it's basically, they like to consider the diagnosis. But what I've come to realize is it's more of the transition. It's the individual themselves fighting something internally, which the depression/anxiety is the result of. Depression usually is the past. Anxiety is usually of the future. And that's internal cognitive dissonance is what's going on inside of the individual. That's what's wrong with them. It's not that they have the anxiety and depression. They're getting the anxiety and depression because of this thing. So realize what you're fighting internally, because your brain is literally splitting itself apart, and you have to put it back together. It's only the transition. It's not the end goal. I think that's a big confusion, and I think that's what I hate about specifically being some kind of clinical psychologist, because they forcibly, you're going to give me a diagnosis. I don't want to give you a diagnosis. I think that these problems can be fixed.
Bottle off the bottle, got a model off Moscato with my side hoe, I just had to break it off. I don't rap about them unless I got a lot, I'm tryna hate them, but I gotta shake them off. Riding and I'm chillin' like a villain in the whip, it got no ceiling, I just gotta take it off. Try me acting slimy, acting grimy, have them saying please don't find me when it's time to pay the bus. Bottle off the bottle, got a model off Moscato with my side hoe, I just had to break it off. I don't rap about them unless I got a lot, I'm tryna hate them, but I gotta shake them off.